Hello there! It's a popular activity among us animation fans to rank our favorite Pixar features, but they've done some strong work in shorts over the years too. Whether it's to further the technology or introduce us some beloved characters, their shorts department can be just as excellent as their big productions. So here's my personal list of favorite Pixar shorts. Hawaiian Vacation, a wonderfully funny short featuring the Toy Story gang. This managed to throw one quick-witted joke at the screen after another. Michael Keane provides the biggest chuckles as Ken, and it certainly shows how the Pixar team was able to take two really boring girls' toys and make them interesting characters. Every major character is used for the right gag, and frankly, Woody in a Hawaiian outfit is already funny in itself. Not an attempt to replicate the emotional nostalgia of the trilogy, but just incredibly hilarious from start to finish. Tintoy. Of course, long before Woody and Buzz hit the big screen, John Lasseter directed this short to look at the point of view of a toy. Not only is it hard not to admire the shininess of the surfaces and how amazing this must have looked in 1988, but the humor is definitely in here too, along with the emotional resonance of the story. The baby hasn't aged well, but there's a reason why they chose Plastic Creations as the protagonist for their first feature-length film. Nonetheless, there's a lot to like in Tintoy. Bernie. Taking a Rosencrantz and Guildenstern approach to WALL-E, this short cleverly showed what happened to that welder robot we saw locked outside the Axiom. It's hilarious seeing his misadventures, and I also like how it further expanded on the inner workings of the ship. Topped with a fantastic choice of end credits music, this is a wonderful companion piece to my favorite Pixar feature. Lifted. Inspired by Geri Rydstrom's first experiences on a soundboard, this creative short shows a different side to the alien invasion plot. In this case, it's more a testing ground for the alien than actually seriously abducting somebody. The growing annoyance of the little alien is really funny, but you can also feel frustration at the predicament. The rubbery animation of the Martians also added the humor here, and like a lot of the other shorts on this list, shows the power of no dialogue. Geri's Game. A more abstract short than usual, this was one I didn't really understand when I was younger. However, as I've gotten older, I get what Jan Pankava is trying to showcase here with an old man just having fun with himself and his alter ego. The facial expressions are quite impressive considering Pixar wouldn't entirely perfect the human look until The Incredibles 7 years later. The background texture is also very admirable, and while it's an unusual and different entry in the Pixar shorts canon, it's a very strong one. Knack. In the tradition of Chuck Jones, this has the basic premise of a snowman trying to escape from his globe through multiple means. Each gag hits the spot, and he definitely falls into the Wile E. Coyote category of hoping he succeeds, but still laughing at his predicament. The Bobby McFerrin music, which he apparently improvised while watching a rough cut, also adds to the fun humor throughout. As a short they would make before Toy Story, it certainly shows they were just as good at comedy as they were in the technical department. Day and Night. A brilliant achievement, if there ever was one, Teddy Noon's clever mixing of hand-drawn and computer animation also works as a story about the importance of accepting new things. The use of 3D was also spectacular, operating as a window to the world within Day and Night. It's a wonderful exploration of ideas, and I'd actually love to see Pixar do an entire feature in this style. Luxo Jr. The short that forever changed computer animation, here's a charming film that shows the possible expressions that could be done with no expression. Despite having no faces, these lamps have so much character to them, and their communication is easy to understand. John Lasseter really helped in giving these two a personality, and the interaction between the two lamps is incredible to watch. It's no surprise that Luxo would soon become the mascot for Pixar, and he will have that long-lasting impact even though technology will continue to improve since 1986. Presto. Probably the closest Pixar has gone to that old-school animation style, Doug Sweetland created a wonderfully manic and hilarious short with that cartoon violence I adore so much. In a way, if this was animated in classic hand-drawn animation, it would have fit right in with the Merry Melodies shorts of old. The facial expressions on the magician are perfect, and the rabbit's constant tricks are just brilliant at every turn. Sweetland is currently working at Sony Pictures Animation, and considering the aesthetic and style, I think he'll fit right in. And my favorite Pixar short is For the Birds. Every time I see birds sitting atop a wire, my mind immediately jumps to this short. Ralph Eggleston actually imbued an individual personality into every single bird, and their little expressions are just too much. The little squeaks and squawks add even further humor to this, and it's a short that I've been a massive fan of ever since seeing it prior to a screening of Monsters, Inc. The physical comedy is note perfect, and the way the feathers move around is also an excellent display of technology. The big-eyed birds are so enjoyable, I'm disappointed Pixar never thought about bringing them back, though I did enjoy their millisecond-long cameo in Cars. When it comes to Pixar's catalog of shorts, I think For the Birds will be hard to top.